2012, and I am here with the master of MRI, David Post. This entire experience that hundreds of thousands of people are watching live is made possible by the generous contribution of MRI, cutting-edge innovation not only here at Realcomm but also around the world. And thank you so much for being here and for sponsoring this.
Thank you, Jerry. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, man. So I have questions, but I really want to know for you what your impressions of the conference are so far. What's exciting? What's getting your attention?
It's a great conference so far. I'm really impressed with the turnout this year.
Yeah.
I think it's, I was talking to Howard earlier, and I think, he was pleasantly surprised as well. I think we've got a lot of great attendees, a lot of great sessions. Interestingly enough, I just, came out of the budgeting and forecasting session, which is, one of the products that we're going to talk about right now. But that seems to be very, very important. And it seems to be one of the hot topics of the conference. Customer kind of relationship management, also, and things in that vein also seem to be a pretty important topic, and really kind of in the forefront of the discussions across the different seminars, across different topics, et cetera. Lastly, and I think we saw it a little bit last year. We continue to see it is sort of this what I'll call kind of continued merger of sort of the commercial real estate technology side with the kind of intelligent building side of the industry, and Realcomm and IBcon are co-located this year, but there continues to be discussion, and we see it out in the marketplace around the interaction of those systems and how we can make the accounting and property management systems talk to the intelligent building systems and the brick and mortar systems that make smart buildings. So we're seeing that as well.
What would you say is the reason why MRI does that better than anyone else? What are the kind of secrets of MRI that make that possible?
Yeah, I think one of the advantages that we have, and you'll see this in our new product offerings, both that we released earlier this year as well as that are we're on the cusp of being released in the coming months. We've really had a focused effort on moving to one simplified platform and really focusing our efforts on what I'll call kind of powerful elegance. I used that term earlier, and that is making it easy for our customers to take our solutions, making it easier for them to use our solutions, and making it easier for them to have our products talk to each other. And I think that simplicity and that kind of plug and play approach really benefits both us as far as being able to advance our solution set in a manner that is efficient and fast, but also from a customer perspective allows ease of adoption and allows a total cost of ownership because they're able to frankly leverage their existing investments versus having to make additional investments on different architecture, new systems, new database, et cetera.
So a real one-stop shop.
Yeah. I mean, we don't pretend to be a one-stop shop from a pure product perspective. I mean, there's products out there that we don't have, and there's products that we aspire to offer, and there's ones that we probably won't get into because it's not strategically aligned. But for our product suite that we have today, our focus has been, to your point, from an infrastructure and purchase perspective, making it easier to have a one-stop shop and making it easy for customers to kind of pick off what they want off the shelf and getting it in place and letting them see a return on investment as fast as possible.
What are we going to drill down into today regarding budgeting?
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about our budgeting and forecasting product and a little bit about what went into the thinking around it and the design and sort of why I'm very excited about it relative to MRI's customer base and why I think it's, for us, a little bit of a game changer relative to what's out there today.
Yeah, so what about that?
So two things I think come to mind for me. Number one is the product's affinity with the core MRI software system. And the second thing is the true kind of usability and scalability of the product as an enterprise offering. So the first thing is from an affinity with MRI, what we basically did was with our budgeting and forecasting product, if you compare it to what's out there today, both third-party bolt-on solutions as well as some of our own legacy budgeting and forecasting products, the difference with this product is it literally is fully integrated into the property management and accounting system. So it's sitting on the same operating system, it's sitting on the same database structure, it's got bi-directional communication. And so really what that allows you to do is leverage the same security model, the same reporting structures. It allows you to pull general ledger data directly from the property management system in real time into the budgeting system. It allows you to mix actuals and forecasts, allows you to refresh easily, allows you to reforecast easily. So that affinity with the core system and that simplification that we talked about earlier provides both an easy adoption for the customer, but huge benefits as far as learning curve goes and as far as ease of use goes. The second piece is truly, it's designed to be an enterprise product, multi-user, multi-security, where you can actually take a budget, break it up into different workbooks. I'm going to give the expense workbook over here to this resource. I'm going to give the revenue workbook over here, and then actually have an approval process. So the security and the design really lends itself more towards enterprise versus some sort of single desktop. I've got one guy I'm going to or gal I'm going to lock in a closet and tell him to figure out how to do the budget for next year. It's really more about collaboration, right. And so that collaboration I think is key to what we're rolling out.
Very cool. Now you talked about not just the affinity for the central product, but you're saying that there's a second reason why you think that it worked well. What did you say? Scalability.
Absolutely.
So, well, I guess we're talking about the one guy in the closet.
Well, yeah, it's the scalability of allowing more of a collaborative environment for the users, where you can kind of split things up and divide and conquer, if you will. But it's also scalability relative to how fast the product can perform and how fast it can pull and push data. And I made a comment earlier about both the kind of the third-party kind of standalone products that are out there, as well as some of our historical legacy products. The challenges there were you were constantly kind of taking data from your accounting system and trying to pull it out and pull it into a standalone budgeting and forecasting system, and then you'd have to kind of pull again when the time came or push it back, and it created a huge amount of challenge relative to both the performance of the systems, but also just the ease of use and the back and forth as far as accuracy and efficiency. And really by kind of sitting everything on top of one data source and in one ecosystem, we were able to really address that challenge and kind of hit it head on. And frankly, that was one of the biggest points of feedback we heard from our customer base. In some of our previous iterations of this product, it was, I'm waiting hours for the refresh of data to come into this product, or I can't use the same reports that I've built over here in my core system. I've got to come up with a whole different set of reports. And so it's really kind of helped us address those problems head on. And what's interesting, I think, in our strategy in this product has been, rather than try to focus on hitting every single feature and function out of the gate and hitting every part of the addressable market, we've kind of focused on building a strong core product at the end of the day, from a security, from a performance, from an implementation perspective, knowing that that foundation would allow us to kind of add additions and add rooms onto the house, as time goes on. And so I think that's going to pay dividends for both us and our customers.
Very cool. Well, thank you again. I know we're going to do this again tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
Appreciate the time.
Sponsoring Conference Live.
Yeah.
That's David
Thank you,
Post
Jerry.
from MRI. We are